It's about 70 degrees today. It's really humid. It's extremely windy. And I got a new product to test, something I've never even taken out of the bag yet. The Mazda 3 over there has some pretty nasty looking wheels. It hasn't been seriously cleaned all winter. So I'm going to put this brand new Surf City Garage Code Red Active Wheel Cleaner to work. This stuff is kind of unique, so let's dig into it. If you've ever used Comet Cleanser in your kitchen sink, you're probably familiar with a shakes out white, turns blue thing. Well, Code Red is kind of the same way in that when you spray it, it's green. But when it finds heavy brake dust, it turns red. So we put it to use first on this Mazda 3, which is really not that crazy soiled with brake dust. I'm starting out on the rear wheel, spraying it on liberally, and I'm going to follow the directions, which are 1, saturate a cool, dry wheel with the product. 2, allow it to stand for 3 to 5 minutes. And they recommend for incredibly dirty wheels, use a sponge or a wheel brush. But in this case, I'm just spraying it on because these wheels are, they're nasty, but they're not really heavily covered with brake dust. Then 3, you need to rinse completely with a pressure washer or a strong stream from a garden hose. So I'm just spraying it on, and I'm gonna let this sit for 5 minutes. And I'm speed up sections of this. So this section here, I've got it sped up 8 times normal, so you can see how it's just pouring off. And this back wheel just isn't getting that red, but you can see little bits of red down in the indentations where the brake dust collects. And there's a nice close-up of it. You can see just a little bit of red, but it wasn't nearly as much as I had expected. Now, I'd never used this stuff before. This is the first time I'm putting it to the test. You're seeing it here first thing, and you know what? It just didn't look like the picture on the back label where it was really bright red. But it's because these wheels just didn't have a whole lot of brake dust on them. So I got some nice slow pullbacks on the zoom so you can get a good look at what's going on. You can see the stuff dripping off. And I've tried to edit this kind of lightly. There's some camera bobbles in it and stuff, but I want this to be totally real. This is exactly how it happened first time out. So this is the back wheel of the Mazda 3. And front brakes tend to put out a whole lot more dust than rear brakes do.
Closed off. Let's still go back and spray it again and agitate it. And remember, this has not been cleaned all winter, so I'd say for one shot, that's pretty good.
So just spraying it on didn't get everything off. Time to do a second application, this time with a wheel cleaning brush. And let's see if we can get the rest of the gunk off.
Pretty good. It's windy out here.
Now I expected the front wheel to have more brake dust on it than the rear wheel did. Just simple logic, right? But it didn't turn out that way. In any case, I used the wheel cleaning brush to agitate the surface. Wanted to see how well it would do first shot. And here I am, I've got it sped up real fast. And we're gonna let it sit for a while. Give it the full 5 minutes. Give you that nice cleanup. But look, you don't see any red. Where's the red on this wheel? So as it turned out, this front wheel really had very little brake dust on it at all. At all. However, I ran into a little bit of difficulty based on the crummy cleaning brush that I was using. It was real tough to get into the nooks and crannies. So you'll see as we go into this. Again, where's the red? Not happening. We're 3 minutes into it, not seeing any red on this wheel, so maybe this wheel was actually pretty clean.
Just about 5 minutes. Yeah, there's some little stuff I got to get in the edges. This brush is just not that great. I got to go back in and get that. Overall, though, I'm pretty happy with this on the first pass. Oh yeah. It's making quick work of it. It just didn't get it with the brush. The brush is just too big. Looks pretty good.
Test vehicle number 2 is an older Ford Explorer, and these wheels were a whole lot dirtier than the Mazda 3. So you can see, as soon as I spray it, wham, it turns red right away. Check that out. I haven't agitated this at all. It just starts going red, starts going to work. Pretty impressive, huh? Looks like a bloody mess. Now, with these as dirty as they were, I thought, I wonder what it would look like if I went and sprayed it and agitated it right away to just kick that dust up. So I went through the first wheel, just let it go, didn't agitate it from the start. This piece is sped up by 8 times. You can see it just dripping off, just pouring off. And you can see right off the bat, it's cleaning all on its own. We'll spray this off, then I'll come back in and hit it a second time and agitate it to get the rest of it off. These wheels hadn't been cleaned in I don't know how long, and I'll tell you, they came up pretty well without a whole lot of work. You're probably wondering, what does it look like if you spray and agitate right away on a really dirty wheel? Well, I've thought that too, except I forgot to start the camera. So in this next sequence, you're going to see another wheel sprayed and agitated right away. This is the other front wheel on the Explorer. This is the driver's side wheel, and unfortunately I didn't start the camera when I started cleaning it. I realized after I had sprayed it and agitated it that, whoops, I hadn't pressed the camera start button. It happens sometimes. But here you go. This was sprayed and agitated right off the bat. Now I'm going to hit it with more spray.
It looks like the zombie apocalypse.
So check this out. After I've agitated and I spray a second time, take a look at how red it goes. That stuff is really going to work on the brake dust.
Camera's starting to get rained on. I gotta go in the garage. You ever get 3 wheels done and it starts to rain? And you think, should I do the 4th or not? Looking good. Gotta shut the camera off.
I want you to know this was not a sponsored review, but Surf City Garage did send the code red out to me to test. I dig it. And you know what? You got lots of choices when you go to Pep Boys or AutoZone or O'Reilly's or Advance, wherever it is you're buying your stuff. You may not find Surf City everywhere, but I know it is at Pep Boys, and you can get it online. I'll put a link up here so you can go and find it on Amazon if you don't have a store near you that carries it. That's all I got for now. There'll be a whole lot more car care stuff coming up in the channel, so if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. You got comments, leave them below. If you like it, hit the like button, and be sure to share this with your friends if you think it's really great. Catch you down the road.